Grizzly Taco, and today I am going to um, talk about something that's very personal to me, and that's my weight loss procedure I had March 5th, my gastric sleeve. I've had quite a few people ask me about it and how I'm doing, so I thought I would do just a quick um, weight loss video update. Okay, so if you're interested, you want to know about it, go ahead and stick around. If not, turn it off and go to something else. Um, but I just thought I would do this. As a lot of you guys know, as of March 5th of this year, 2018, I had the gastric sleeve procedure done where they go and remove 85% of my stomach. Um, I really needed it. I was 396 pounds. I don't mind sharing. I hope this, inspires other people, to maybe try and do the same thing. And I was miserable. I had edema in both of my legs. My left leg was so bad that it was just huge in the calf and my leg, and I was always in pain. I have arthritis in my knees, and it wasn't just arthritis in the knees. It was just leg pain from the hip on down to my feet. I walked like I was 100 years old. I had a hard time, and I was always short of breath, and I just wasn't feeling good a lot of the time. So last year in 2017, May of 2017, when I saw my cardiologist, who I also work with, Dr. Broder, he recommended this procedure. So I really took it to heart, because I have two daughters, 15 and 17, and I'd like to be there to walk them down the aisle someday. And a week after I saw him, I went to a seminar they had on a Saturday at the Weight Loss Surgery Center. And they had one of the doctors there, they had the nutritionist, and a few other people there talking and go over the different types of procedure from the lap band to the gastric bypass, the sleeve, and things like that. It was about a 2 hour thing, and there was quite a few people there. There must have been probably 60, 70 people. And they go over everything from, what your insurance will cover, and because of my size, it's considered a disease. They say my stomach just doesn't tell my brain that it's full, and all the dieting in the world is not going to help me. One time I lost 88 pounds in a year doing Weight Watchers, but eventually my brain went out and just reverted back to my old ways. And they said that's normal. He said, you can do all the dieting you want, but you're just not going to win that fight. So after I went to the seminar, before I left, I stopped over and talked to Dr. Atkinson. He's the one that's in charge there, and he's the top doc. And I told him I want this. I want this in the worst way. So as of that day, I got everything started. It's a long 6 months procedure. That you have to go through. You have to go through a nutrition course that's 4 hours, one day a month, and you can't miss them. If you miss one, then you have to start the whole thing all over again. You go for 4 months. Then on the fifth one, they go over besides your nutrition stuff, what's going to happen, what you need to do, the type of testing, stuff that you need from your doctors to get okay for surgery. By the 6th month, you need to have all that done and ready for the surgeon. You also see the surgeon, the nutritionist for a one-on-one, and then you pick the date. And mine was actually supposed to be December 5th, but I had a little accident and broke my wrist. I don't know if you guys remember, but broke it pretty bad. I had to have surgery on it, so I used because I had all the paperwork to get the clearance for the surgery for the stomach. They used that and did the procedure on my wrist, so I was out for 11 weeks, so I missed that. I had to push it off. Finally did it March 5th. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was pretty scared just before I did it, because I like to watch cooking videos, and I'm looking at all the stuff on these food shows and thinking, man, I'll never be able to eat that again. Well, that's false. I mean, you can eat that stuff, you just can't eat as much. So um, your whole life changes, and mine changed for the better. As soon as I had this done, um, I lost, well, as of today, I should say, as of this past Monday, I'm down 64 pounds in 10 weeks. My doctor thinks that's incredible. Um, I just saw my cardiologist Thursday. I took in some lab work that he had ordered for me, and he was impressed. He was just really impressed. So, so am I. My edema, all the edema and swelling I had in both my legs is gone. The pain I had in my legs is gone, except for my knees because I have arthritis, which isn't really that bad. Um, I'm down 2 shirt sizes. I went from a 5X, which was really tight, and I'm wearing a 3 right now. Um, so I'm happy about that. The weight loss has been incredible. Um, the only thing is, there's certain things you cannot eat once you have this done or drink. Alcohol is one of them. People do, but because you only have 15% of your stomach, you get drunk really fast. It can make you really sick. Carbonated beverages is a no-no. Just a little sip can actually make you throw up. I found that out the hard way. I had to try it. I just had to see if I could take a drink of a Diet Coke because I was a big Diet Coke drinker, and as soon as I drank it, I could feel it like fizzing up in my stomach, and next thing I know, it's just coming up. You can't eat more than 1.5 to 2 ounces in the beginning. Maybe in a year from now, I'd be able to eat 4 to 5 ounces a meal. But right now, it's just 1.5 to 2 ounces, which is okay. And you have to eat a lot of protein because if you don't, your muscles will break down, and you don't want that. You also have to take a special chewable vitamin. It's a bariatric vitamin. You need to get your vitamins, and otherwise, your body's going to run out of fuel. You also have to drink a lot of water. You need to stay hydrated because we don't have the stomach. If I don't stay dehydrated, I can wind up in the hospital easily with an IV in my arm. So I try to avoid that. I'm supposed to drink at least 90 fluid ounces of water a day and get in at least 90 grams of protein. So basically, all my meals consist of mostly protein. I don't eat very many carbs, and if I do, it's just a little bit of 100. It's 100% whole grain, and usually it's just about an ounce. I'm not supposed to have them for about 6 months, but I eat it once in a blue moon. I eat salads, some of it, a little bit. I eat a little vegetables, but mostly protein. So it's a good thing to have done. Like I said, I went to my cardiologist, did lab work. I was borderline diabetic. My number was always 6.1 for years. I was on metformin, 500 milligrams one a day. Before I left the hospital, Dr. Atkins stopped that. So when I walked out of there, I wasn't taking that anymore. Also stopped my omeprazole, which is for heartburn. Don't use that anymore. I was using Norco for pain in my legs, not taking that. I was using furosemide, which is a water pill to help get rid of the swelling and the edema anywhere in your body. Also spironolactone. I was taking both of those. Both of them water pills to help get the fluid out of your system. Stopped both of those. And my lisinopril, I just stopped that the other day. No high blood pressure. So I've gotten off 6 of my top medications within the last 10 weeks. So that's awesome for me because I really hate taking pills. So if anybody, you're getting tired of feeling like I was feeling, consider it. It's great. I'm not in any way deprived of anything. I can't eat sugar. I should tell you that now. It was a little hard at first, but now it's not. And the reason why is because, one, it can give you diarrhea really bad. And two, like a couple weeks ago, my daughter gave me a little bite of her Kit Kat, and I couldn't believe how incredibly sweet it was. Plus, it made me like nauseous almost instantly. So I have no urge to have anything with sugar. At work, we've always got donuts and stuff that people are bringing in and leaving for us. I don't even touch them. I don't even want to touch them. I have no urge to anymore. I drink nothing basically but water and Crystal Light. I occasionally find some orange juice. Anything I have has to have at least 6 grams or less of sugar in it. And I found an orange juice that has 11 grams. So what I do is I half water, half orange juice, and put it on ice, and I'm happy with that. I do that once in a while too. So, like I said, this has been it's been a blessing for me. I feel so much better. I don't have shortness of breath. I can walk like a normal human being again, not like I'm 100 years old. Losing weight every week. I only weigh myself on Mondays. That's the day I had my surgery on a Monday, and that's the only day I weigh myself. And I don't have a scale here at home. I actually do it when I go to work because a lot of you guys know I work in a cardiologist's office. So the first thing I do when I get there at 5:30 in the morning step on that scale before I do anything, just to see what I'm weighing. And every week I've had a loss. So I just thought I would take a few minutes of my time to share that with you guys. If anybody wants some information on this, or have just want to ask me some questions, if you're considering doing it, please, send me a private message or leave a message here, and I'll get back to you. I'll tell you what I want. Or, if you want, we can fax each other. Give me your not fax, text each other. If you give me your phone number, I'll send you mine too. I'll help you out in any way I can. I'm not depriving myself of anything. I can have pretty much anything, just in very small quantities. I tried a French fry today, and I'll be honest with you, it really didn't do anything for me. So I just gave it to the dog. Like I told you, I can't have sugars, but I do eat sugar-free stuff. I love ice cream. And my wife buys me these sugar-free ice cream sandwiches that are really good. It's the Walmart brand, the Great Values. And I think there's like 16 in a box, and they're really good. So I have one every night. I eat fruits and stuff like that. I do like chips. I don't eat salty stuff. And we found that Sun Chips, it's 100% whole grain, so it's something I can eat. I eat just a few of them. If I eat chips, it's about 6 or 8 of them. They're not salty. They're really good, and it's 100% whole grain, which is good for me. So there are products out there. Don't go out there, and if you decide to do this, don't go online and start ordering all kinds of books and crap. You know what? I did that, and a lot of that crap in there is just useless. The recipes and stuff, you can come up with stuff on your own. You don't need that. You just have to think protein. A lot of protein. Don't do a lot of salt. And if it's got pasta and stuff in it, stay away from that stuff. I do like a little baked potato once in a while, but I'll make a small one and just cut it and make sure there's like maybe 2 ounces. Give the rest of my daughters, they like those. But that's very rare that I do something like that. Cheese is great for me. Trail mix, I have a bag of that low salt in my locker at work. I eat a lot of that because the peanuts and almonds and raisins and all that are good for me. So if I should get a little hungry, which I don't, I'm going to tell you that right now. One thing I don't do is I don't get cravings. I'm never hungry. I have to actually pick times that I need to eat. Otherwise, I could go all day and not eat, and I just don't feel hungry. So that's one of the perks of this. Not like before, man. I can just be sitting and I'm starving and start picking out a whole bag of chips, or make a sandwich, and 2 or 3 times between meals, and you just pack on the weight. I can't go to a buffet anymore. What's the point? I'm not going to pay $26 for a buffet when I can only eat 2 to 3 ounces worth of food. That's not worth it. We do go out for meals, and I'll order something, and what I'll do is when I get my dinner, I'll also have them bring me a small plate, and then I just cut up stuff off of there and put it on the small plate. That way I don't overeat. Because if you overeat, you're going to know it. You're going to start feeling it right in here, and then if you keep doing it, it's coming up on you. I'm going to tell you right now. I've had that happen to me twice. And the best way to learn about this stuff is when you're doing it to actually overeat, so you can see what the limits are of your body. Okay, your body's going to tell you, man, when you've had too much to eat. And sometimes you feel really miserable, and it doesn't just go away in a little while. It could take a couple hours before you lose that ugly feeling. So I've only had that happen to me twice. I've learned my lesson, so I'm very careful about what I do and how I eat and how much I eat. And you can't take big bites anymore. You got to take smaller bites. You need to really chew to get that stuff down. I love steak and stuff, but I'm real careful about that, especially if it's really tough, because you really want to be able to chew that. So, there's a lot of different things you have to do now when you eat. They told me, pea-sized bites, and I did that in the beginning, but eventually you're able to get little bit bigger bites and stuff. You can't sit there and gulp down water and stuff like that, because if you do, you're going to feel it, and it's a really ugly feeling. You can take, in the beginning, just little sips, and then after that, you can take little bigger drinks, but you will never be able to go and start gulping down your liquids anymore. That is an absolute no-no, because it hurts. It really does. It hurts right up in here, and you will throw that up probably. So over time, and like I said, it's been 10 weeks, 10 plus weeks. It'll be 11 weeks come this Monday. So it's a different way of life, but it's a great way, a great life for me, and I'm enjoying it. I'm still eating things that I like, just a lot less. Okay, so like I said, if you have any questions, if you want any information from me, please feel free to ask. I will share anything with you. Um, I was ashamed of my size, my weight, 396, but I'm not. I'm not going to be anymore. I'm losing all this weight. Like I said, I'm down 64 pounds in 10 weeks. When I go into work tomorrow, I'm anxious to see how much more I've lost. So um, I just wanted to share with you guys. I know a lot of you guys have been interested, and I do appreciate you taking the concern and asking me about this. So um, thank you for all your support, all of those that have supported me through this ordeal. I had no complications after surgery. I was back to work within 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, let's put it that way. The first week was the worst, because they go in. There's 5 different little incisions they make around here, and they go in and do their thing, take out the stomach, and it was rough in the beginning because it's a lot of pain. Because they're pulling and stretching and all that stuff. The muscles hurt, things like that. So they gave me painkillers for that. I only use one. They give you different nausea medications because you are a little bit nauseous. I use that once, so I got lucky. Some people are out for up to 6 weeks, if you have complications. I had none, thank God. I did everything they told me. I did everything the right way. The first 2 weeks is nothing but a liquid diet. Protein shakes, jello, pudding, things like that. And I'm going to tell you what, that sucks. After a while, it's liquid. It's that everything you're drinking is like semi-sweet tasting. So that was kind of rough. You can have broth, and I'm going to tell you what, broth sucks. Absolutely sucks. I hated it. I just couldn't do it. It just plain broth, yuck. So I went and talked to the nutritionist. She told me, they have like cream soups, like Campbell's has those ones that you can put in the microwave and sip. Well, they have one that's a cream of tomato, and I'm gonna tell you what, that saved my life. That was so good. It wasn't sweet, and it has almost like that little acidic taste, something different. Because pudding, fat-free, sugar-free pudding cups, sugar-free Jello, and those protein shakes all have a little sweetness to them. It's not actual sugar, but they have that sweetness, and you just can't do that every freaking day. You need something different. So I was so glad to be able to have that Campbell's cream of tomato soup in those little things that you can sip out of. Awesome, awesome. Saved my life. Otherwise, I don't think I would have made it for those first 2 weeks on a liquid diet. So thank you guys. I do appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. So have a good night, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.